Welcome back to the SMT YouTube channel. Folks, I wanted to give you an update on the antenna performance on the iPhone 17 generation phones. This is actually really cool. So we just got, some news that maybe the connectivity issues on the 17s was a bit of a problem. And that had to do with just like cellular network connectivity. So probably some kind of a firmware update will be required for that. But for those who are enjoying their iPhone 17s, and I think this one specifically is the 17 Pro, Jake Pimentel, who I follow on the X platform, you guys can check him out, at Jake Pimentel99. He posted this image, and he offered some descriptions to go with it. According to him, who I do trust very much when it comes to cellular and RF, he says that the mmWave performance, from a coverage performance to actual throughput standard, he says on the iPhone 17 Pro is the best phone to date. So he's saying the best phone ever, right? Which is really exciting because very typically you have to get a Galaxy S25 Ultra or just, the model year Galaxy to get the best antenna and cellular performance on a phone, at least in the United States, right? But he's saying that the mmWave antenna is working great and the signal, performance is really good. So almost 1.6 gigabits per second down with 77 megabits up. And this is on kind of like, I guess we'll just call it like edge cell for mmWave. It's 600 megahertz of, I think it's the 28 gigahertz frequency. So it's a high frequency, limited range. 600 megahertz of bandwidth is nice, right? So a lot of speed. But I think the impressive part here is the fact that he's on edge. And he did mention that his Galaxy S25 would fall off at this point. So you're getting an improved antenna performer. And I think what's important here, if you notice, he's got his case on, right? And, the antenna placement for this phone, I think, is at the very top of the device. And I think, if I remember correctly, last year, I think it was on the side or the bottom. And that may have impacted performance, right? I mean, seriously, the mmWave connection can be quite fickle at times, right? So this is pretty cool. This is pretty promising and pretty exciting. I'm encouraged by this, right? The fact that it could be better than the Galaxy, number one, that tells you don't have to have a Galaxy to get good mmWave performance. The fact that the iPhone can do it too that's exciting. But I think the fact that this means that maybe the mmWave still can get better from a user equipment standpoint, and then also from the RAN side with like radio gear and such. There's still some potential out there to make it better. And of course, you just can't beat the bandwidth that's on the mmWaves, right? All right, so he shared that, and here he's kind of showing the connection. You could see that it is indeed connected to N261, so that confirms that. Does appear to be an NSA connection, so it's not standalone, right? That kind of matters. And here he is kind of showing, again, some additional kind of edge cell performance, right? Still sticking to the mmWave. And here he is showing it on the Galaxy, that he has indeed confirmed that he is testing this frequency. And it's NSA. N257, my bad. I thought it was N261. Maybe both of those connections are live in his market. That's very possible. Maybe it's both. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Go ahead and drop me your comments. Let me know what you think of the iPhone performance as it compares to the Galaxy if you've been using these devices. I don't think how a phone performs on mmWave is a make or break for most people, but it might be for people who are in those markets where, Verizon's built out a nice, pretty, decent grid of mmWave nodes, or if you frequent places where they're kind of laid out, maybe you go to stadiums, concerts quite a bit, it might be important to you. But I mean, if it's got good mmWave performance, it probably also has good mid-band performance too, which I think this iPhone does. Like X80 cellular RF system does appear to be a good performer. But drop me your comments, questions, and concerns. Like, share, subscribe. Check out some more videos. We'll see you guys soon on the next one.